I'd like to call this meeting of the Festus City Council to order. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Here.
Councilman Underwood, Councilwoman Templeton.
Here.
Councilman Weiner,
Here.
Councilman Dennis,
Here.
Councilman Venz.
Here.
Councilman Cook, Councilman Tenen.
Yes. We do have a quorum. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, yeah, I will. Yeah. And election expenses.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. And tonight's bills are $268,337.56.
Just for the record, sir, I wanted to point out that the quantity on the salt that was purchased, if you recall at the last meeting, 500 tons were approved. The delivery ran 560. So the amount, instead of being 42,000, is about 48,000 instead. That is on the addition. Just wanted to make you aware of the amount that was approved and the amount that was delivered was different. Also included in the addition, we did receive the bill from the county clerk's office for our election expense, which is $5,400. It's also on the addition tonight.
So we probably use a lot of that salt though.
Pretty much.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Venz.
Yes.
Motion passes. The consent agenda has passed. Remarks of visitors.
Jim Berger.
Thank you. I think each councilman has a set of bids that I just got for repairs at the pickleball facility at Joker's Memorial Park. Last summer, during the Larry Kreitz Memorial Tournament, which was the first year, you don't remember, but I remember, we had to cancel it for the first time because we had a rainstorm that filled up the parking lot over your ankle. And we had people parked in there, and I actually had to cancel it because of that. We have to address those problems down there. And there's several things we can do. There's a berm on the south side that we can take out. That should be pretty easy. We probably need a couple French drains across the top. I'm a political science major. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but the people I do talk to know what has to be done. And that's one of them. I've got two proposals here. One is for the complete resurfacing of the court, going right down to the bottom of the asphalt, putting 3 layers on top, 1 heavy layer on the bottom with coarse sand, first color light sand, another color on top of that, just like it was done 6 years ago. The only difference is, you see that price on there, $16,800. When we originally did the court, it was $12,000. This is from 6-7 years ago. The reason why I got the bid so soon was when I went to the Tourism Bureau to ask for a grant, they gave it to me. But at the time when I got the estimate, the contractors estimated about 14 to 15,000, and that was last July. And I got a surprise when the ones I went to now were up at least 25%, and that's just based on material. I went with this one mainly because they guaranteed me I would be the first on their list as soon as the temperatures got down to the variance of 55 degrees below, which is what you need, and they'll give me 2 or 3 days, and they promised we'll be the first to go. We've got a lot of events planned there, tournaments this summer. Right now, we got 3 courts full with lights on, wading through the water down there in the parking lot. I don't have much to say except that this is the thing is, unless we make those corrections, there is no reason to to spend this, and I won't. I'll just go with the repair rod, which is what, I forgot what that was. $3,000. Yeah, $2,950. That's all I have to say. Is there any questions at all? I don't want to take your time.
Jim, do you have, what type of tournaments do you have coming in this summer?
Oh, my God. Locally, well, Crystal City is going to have a couple in and of itself, but we're going to have 5 down here. Well, obviously, we're going to have the firecracker again. That's a 5-day event, which is promoted all over. And then the Twin City Days event, which is going to be 3 days, which is now sponsored by one of our local banks. They wanted to take that over. Also, you generally do one for, we couple of charities we do one for. Everything we do, by the way, is under the Jefferson County Pickleball League, which is a Missouri nonprofit. We've put nets into Herculaneum, Crystal City, Windsor, St. Pius, Our Lady, R7, Hillsborough. We even dipped down to Kingston. We put nets in. So we take everything we can is to grow pickleball in Jefferson County. We're also instrumental in helping Gannon put up the new set of courts over there in High Ridge. That's kind of like a separate state over there. Everything is different once you cross over Highway 21. It's just totally different. In fact, they look at Crystal City and Festus as kind of like, I don't know, Chicago, and they're more like, I don't know, they're more like Sullivan. But if we could get something going on that, on fixing up the parking lot so it doesn't fill up. Any other questions? I don't want to take your time on this. You got the bids. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Bids,
We did not receive any.
not receive any bids. Move right along to ordinances and resolutions. First ordinance we have tonight is ordinance number 4667 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4667, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, annexing to the city certain real property described herein, determining that said annexation is reasonable and necessary to the proper development of said city, and that the city has the ability to furnish normal municipal services to the area to be annexed, and specifying the new boundary lines to which the city limits. This is for 1 Cave Top Lane.
Staff report.
This was the cleanup we're doing on an annexation we actually did in 2019. It gets the full legal description of the properties all in there. So
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4667 for the second time in title only?
So moved.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read the bill 4667 for the second time?
Bill number 4667, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, annexing to the city certain real property described herein, determining that said annexation is reasonable and necessary to the proper development of said city, and that the city has the ability to furnish normal municipal services to the area to be annexed, and specifying the new boundary lines to which the city limits. Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton. Yes. Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Tinnen.
Yes.
Bill 4667 has passed. Next, we have Bill 4668 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4668, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the final plat of Savannah Place Plat 2.
Staff report.
Good evening, everyone. This first one, I've got a lot on tonight, is the final plat for Savannah Place. This is out of Horine Road that KAB is developing. This is the second phase and the final phase of that development, approving the infrastructure and getting them started building homes.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4668 for the second time in title only. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4668 for the second time?
Bill number 4668, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the final plat of Savannah Place Plat 2 and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Venz,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Bill 4668 has passed. Next, we have Bill 4669 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4669, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the final plat of Festus Commerce and Business Center Plat 7.
Staff report.
You bet. This is the, a lot on Good Ones development over on Shapiro Place. It's a kind of across from the new Access Physical Therapy, and they are just splitting a lot in half there.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4669 for the second time in title only.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read the bill 4669 for the second time?
Bill number 4669, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the final plat of Festus Commerce and Business Center Plat 7. Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Tenen,
Yes.
Councilman Venz.
Yes.
Bill 4669 has passed. And we also have Bill 4670 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4670, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the final plat of Birchwood Estates Plat 5 and establishing an effective date.
Staff report.
You bet. This is Birchwood Estates, Giselle's development on West Main. This is their final phase. This is approving the lots. We're actually holding off on approving any infrastructure until we get a little bit of heavy equipment across those roads, but this will get them started on building. This is the final phase.
Okay, any discussion?
It sure did. Yep, it's all in and completed.
Is that ADA, because it didn't look like it was wide enough. I went and looked at it. And I was checking it out like Jim. I drove up to school and it just seemed like a basic sidewalk, not like a, I don't know, I mean, it was, I guess that was all we was going to put in there.
That was all that was required of them, right? As far as the width goes, I believe it's definitely wide enough.
Yeah, I've been out there and because I go run that way. So, I mean, it's accessible. The school
Oh,
is
yeah.
a little lagging on getting it connected so that it's 100% usable. But it's very,
I'm just looking at a wheelchair and person walking, you just wouldn't be wide. I mean, like some other.
no, it's
sidewalk.
good. It's good. Yeah.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4670 for the second time in title only.
So moved.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4670 for the second time?
You want me to print the agenda?
If can.
Bill number 4670, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the final plat of Birchwood Estates Plat 5 and establishing an effective date. Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Tinnen.
Bill 4667 is approved. And we have Bill 4671 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read this bill for the first time?
Bill number 4671, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the minor plat lots A and B Lucy Parks and establishing an effective date.
Staff report.
Yes, sir. This is a lot, Dave Messer's lot over off Olive Street. He has currently has a shop located kind of on the western half of it. And it's a real simple lot split right down the middle.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4671 for the second time in title only. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4671 for the second time?
Bill number 4671, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, approving the minor plat lots A and B Lucy Parks and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tinnen,
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Yes.
Bill 4671 has passed.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. And we have Bill 4672 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4672, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, adding section 703.235, cross connection and backflow controls in the municipal code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date.
Could I have a staff report, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of City Council. Before you this evening, you have a recommended ordinance. This ordinance is being recommended by the Missouri Department of Natural Resource in regards to our 5-year inspection. 5 years ago, we did not have this ordinance in place and we were instructed to pass it. I think it got lost in the mail between some staff members, some former staff members, and it didn't get done. It didn't get across the finish line. You might recall last week in my updates, I let you know that our pending inspection with DNR was delayed because of the weather. Well, it's this coming Friday now. And so we really need to get this taken care of because when they come back this time, they might not give us a pass they did last time and not writing us up. So this and the ordinance following are both requirements by Missouri Department of Natural Resource. Mark and I talked today and we've agreed that we will not be going around knocking on doors and making people install backflow devices. This is only for those businesses needed, and it's only at change of use or at new construction. So I want to make sure I say that again. It's only at change of use. So it's when they turn a barber shop to a paint store or something similar, and or new construction where applicable. It's not all new construction. It's only where it meets the guidelines. The guidelines are set out in examples in the ordinance. I think the first one's like aircraft manufacturing, so it's probably not going to be a whole lot of people affected, but there will be some. Well, the ordinance can be done by Friday. Yes, sir. That's all we got to do. We don't have to go make them put the backflow devices in. Yeah, it's just from this point forward, they'll be required.
How long do they have to be able to fulfill their obligation if that's needed?
Well, we didn't discuss that. And I don't know what a fair timeline would be, but I think that like I think, haven't we been making folks on new occupancy get Knox boxes and things like that too? So I would think we've given them 30 days. Is that general? Yeah, I mean, that's enough time. You can get a plumber out there and,
I guess maybe the reason I'm asking is like downtown, for instance, where I have my store, I know that there's a lot of backflows that are needed there that
Mhm.
haven't been installed over the years. And if we're going to be working on that infrastructure downtown, which would include the sewer lines and so on, I wonder if those would remain intact, or if that's something that could be put off until a later date for those businesses who that would affect.
well, those are owned and maintained by private individuals, not by the city. And so I don't know, irrespective of our work, I don't know that that would make a difference, but I suppose we could.
Don't we need to do that moving forward though?
Yeah, it's moving forward. So it's
way too difficult to.
yeah.
Yeah, this is not retroactive at all.
Right. Yeah, it's only a change of use or new construction. So you as a business owner, it wouldn't affect you right now in
Sure, I
any way, shape or
understand.
form.
Yeah, I'm just looking at people who, you know, whose businesses or buildings may be changing hands, for instance. And
Mhm.
if we're going to be doing perhaps work down there that would include those pipes, it would be a little wasteful or redundant to be doing something that might be done in future years.
Now, this only
Again.
affects the service line.
Understand?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, you're the experts. I don't know much about this, but it seems like something that might be addressed anyway. So I'd
Okay.
appreciate you looking into it.
All right, we will.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4672 for the second time in title only. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4672 for the second time?
Bill number 4672, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, adding section 705.235 cross connection and backflow controls in the municipal code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Tinnon. Yes. Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Councilman Dennis.
Yes.
Councilman Weiner.
Yes.
Councilman Boyer.
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton.
Yes.
Bill 4672 has passed. And last but not least, we have Bill 4673 on the agenda. Would the clerk please read the bill for the first time?
Bill number 4673, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, adding section 705.290 lead ban in the municipal code of the City of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date.
Staff report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of City Council, as I mentioned a few moments ago, we had a couple loose ends we need to tie up for our DNR inspection here this week. This is one of them. Surprisingly, since lead paint and lead pipe, I think, has been banned by the federal government since 1973 or something like that, we never enacted a local ordinance. We probably don't need one since it's against federal law, I think, to even use or possess these things probably anymore. But nevertheless, this is one of those boxes that our inspectors are going to want to see when they get here. And let's get this box checked. I can't imagine there's any plumbers out there in this world that are still installing lead water pipe, but this is going to prevent them from doing that for certain.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules and read Bill 4673 for the second time in title only.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Madam Clerk, would you please read Bill 4673 for the second time?
Bill number 4673, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Festus, Missouri, adding section 705.290 lead ban in the municipal code of the city of Festus, Missouri, and establishing an effective date. Councilman Weiner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilman Dennis,
Yes.
Councilman Tenon,
Yes.
Councilman Benz.
Yes.
Bill 4673 has passed. New business. Roadblock schedule.
In your packet is a schedule of the 2022 proposed roadblocks. They are the same as last year. Those applicants have turned in their paperwork, and I don't believe there's any openings left. So I just need approval for that list.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
So, and this is, have all of these different organizations been vetted that, that their organization does what it says that it's going to do with these monies?
Well, we don't keep track of what they have to turn in an application to us with their 501(c) standing with the state
Okay,
as charitable organization. That's the extent that we
okay.
follow it.
Well, I know like last year, there was somebody, I don't know if it necessarily is to do with a roadblock, but there was some, lack of a better word, shenanigans that they were asking for. And I know that we didn't approve it. I just wanted to make sure that, everything was on the up and up, and that.
Right. These
we're good with
organizations
these
that are on the
organizations.
list, yes, they have turned in the proper paperwork. The one you were talking about, I believe, did not have
Exactly,
the proper documentation so that they could prove. So,
exactly.
yeah, but these organizations have.
Okay, yeah. It's just like, just because something was done doesn't mean that necessarily. So I'm just
Right.
following up. is all.
Right.
Okay, thank you, Carrie.
Is there other applications that always try to get on but never are successful?
I haven't received any. No. I usually receive the same ones every year.
I didn't know if there was anybody ever missing out because they always.
I mean, occasionally there are other organizations like the one that Brian mentioned, but they're, if you look on our code, and they have to meet the criteria for the guidelines, that they have to be a 501(c) registered with the state. So a lot of those organizations aren't, so they're not eligible to apply.
Because I know we only do once a month. So I didn't know.
And that's our code too. The November, December, January, February, they aren't allowed according to our code.
Yeah, I was just curious if anybody ever was unhappy that they didn't get to be in there because somebody always.
I haven't received any
Okay.
complaints.
Okay, good. I was just kind of curious. I wasn't sure. Because like you said, I see the same ones, but I didn't know if anybody was. I haven't either.
Well,
I haven't
others
heard.
have, like Brian said, and I don't recall that organization, same others, in the past. I haven't had any in the past couple of years, but that, I don't recall that organization. I don't know what they were raising money for, but they weren't.
It was a bit of a headache. I
Yeah,
remember
they
that.
weren't registered with the state.
Is there any other discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the 2022 roadblock schedule. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries. Roadblock schedule has been approved. Next on new business is Four Brothers Mead Festival request.
Before you tonight, request from Dan's here from Four Brothers, Saturday, April 23rd from noon to 9. This is a repeat of a festival from last year. What's the name of the festival?
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody. It's good to see everyone again. So this is our second annual Seegerblatt
There we go.
Festival, Saturday, April 23rd, like Greg said. And this year again, we are expecting a significant turnout. We're about to start running ads on the radio station and then through social media as well, starting this month and next. But this request, same as last time, was to use the south parking lot just south of our building. And then, much like we did in the fall, there's about 200 feet of Second Street that we would like to have blocked off for the safety of our patrons. There are detour routes around, but it's a similar request as we did for last fall. So it's from, yeah. Anyhow, if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. We're expecting a significant turnout this time. And I know, much like all of our events we put on, I think every Main Street business we talk to has benefited significantly from this event.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the request for Four Brothers Meads Festival in April. Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Hearing none, motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Dan.
Old business.
We have none, sir.
Okay, moving right along. Councilman Boyer.
Taking care of the cut over there. Got it all filled in, looking good, because that was getting pretty deep.
Yep, Mr. Dollar and his guys got right on it. I knew
Yeah.
they would.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
That's all I have, sir.
All righty, thank you, Councilman Weiner.
Just good job on the last snowstorm that came through again. A lot of stuff. One comment is kind of a little side note I'd like to make, though. I was just reading on it this afternoon. So we're it's like 500 tons or something like that. That's a lot of salt. And I understand that's what we have to do and everything for it. But like when you're out walking around and you see like this dumps into stream or something like that, where those are and things like that. And what I was reading is about like the salinization effect that has. So I know that I don't know what the alternatives are, but I think that perhaps maybe it should at least be known and discussed and see if there's ways to be more prudent with that.
Okay, we can look into that.
I mean, yeah, just so.
There's
you know,
technologies out there. The state of Missouri uses the beet juice. They pre-treat a lot. They've got that beet juice that they put down.
Exactly.
It'd be, probably a new truck and a new tank and a lot of stuff, but we can look at it and see what it costs.
Well, I'm not proposing that be done, but I think that it should be at a minimum discussed.
Yeah, we can
and
talk about it.
See what happens.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have, sir.
All righty, Councilman Dennis.
Nothing, sir.
All righty, thank you. Councilwoman Templeton.
Just to reiterate, great job on the snow and ice.
Got great guys.
Thank you. Councilman Vins.
Same thing. They did a great job, and that's it, sir.
All righty, thank you. Councilman Tenon.
Nothing, sir.
Thank you. And I will reiterate what an excellent job on both snow events that members of Public Works took care of. It was real good. I was real pleased. I received no calls about the streets or anything. So good job.
Thank you. They appreciate you coming by.
All righty. Well, at this time, I will entertain a motion to go into closed session under matters relating to RSMO 610.021, paragraph 3, personnel.
So move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, please.
Councilman Boyer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Templeton,
Yes.
Councilman Weiner, Councilman Dennis.
Yes.
Councilman Vins,
Yes.
Councilman Tennant.
Yes. We'll take a 5-minute break and then go into closed session.